Wyclef, very, very happy to have you today. And for us, there's a memory in our hearts after Claude disappeared, and there's a beautiful moment where Claude is on your shoulders. I'd like you to tell us about this moment, how you experienced it, and how it happened that you carry this man on your shoulders.
Well, I mean, for me, he represents art. He was like a world muse of music, and the idea of getting so many people together and the vision of we all meeting in one place and magic happening, I just wanted him to have fun that night. Cause like festivals, putting that shit together, man, is no joke. And sometimes you could be a creator and you put it together, and your lifetime is more worried about, is this band okay? Is this person okay? Is this going right? You're constantly. So I think that night he got a chance to just escape, when I put him on my shoulder and just remember what it was about that he created. It's all supposed to be fun.
Was this an improvisation? I mean, how did it all of a sudden happen? Did you just decide to carry him? Or?
I just decided to pick him up, what I mean?
How did he react?
He's a good dude. He loved it, he reacted crazy. Claude's crazy. He was having a good time.
Of course. And this photograph happened to be extremely famous. I didn't know that. It was just shown everywhere.
Yeah, I just saw it. Yeah.
What does Montreux represent for yourself as a musician, to be playing in Montreux and to return to Montreux?
Well, more to return is to just, just to show the fact that, me, my background coming from like high school playing jazz at 14 to 17, and early instruments being like upright, and learning how to read sheet music, then go on and start to write popular records. Montreux just brings you back to the essence of your foundation, of just remembering that you're a musician first, and it gives you a chance to perform as a musician. To people get to see you in a raw form. Like, people might know like I'm the guy who wrote Hips Don't Lie for Shakira or Santana, Maria, but when you see me live and you see me playing different instruments, it gives you the idea, say, oh man, I guess the fundamentals of jazz allowed him to do what he does today.
And in particular, what artist, what jazzman would you quote as very influential for you?
Well, me, one of the people that I look up to and I listen to and I watch over and over and over again is probably like Thelonious Monk, And really I watch Monk because he has institution. So it's like, jazz has a structure of discipline, of institution still, So when you see Monk play, he breaks the institution. And that was always the thing that I learned as a youngster, was like, break the institution. Like, whatever it's supposed to be, they've done it already. So how you gonna push the envelope and be an addition, not a subtraction? You know what I'm saying? I think Monk is great. I think Art Blakey, is also a beast, as a person who formats a lot of music through drumming, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the idea of syncopation, timing, even at times when I'm looking for a drummer, I would more relate to a drummer who understands the fundamentals of Art Blakey, you know what I'm saying?
The Montreux Jazz now is in the register of the memory of the world, which was from Claude. Dope. It was Claude's huge hope. For you as a musician, is it important to be part of this memory of the world recognized by the UNESCO?
Well, I mean, this is big. I mean, to be recognized. it just puts you in, it's like you trick death, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like you just live forever now, you know what I'm saying? Like you just basically trick death, because no matter what happens, they're always gonna have to hear of you through your sounds.
You know, people here know you as a musician, and of course it was very surprising to see that you were courageous to run for presidency for Haiti. What was really the main purpose for you to do this political choice?
Well, I think that musicians by heart and by trade are natural leaders. And we only step in the political realm when the politicians are not doing their job. I don't think like we was like, yo, let us run for president, you know what I mean? Like, there's an urgency that comes with that. When I looked at it 2010, I really didn't see, I had the entire youth population following me. And, you know, Fela Kuti did more than just music, you know? Bob Marley did more than just music. So I wanted to push the envelope, because to influence parliament and to influence legislation, you can't just sing about it. Like you have to shake the system up. You see what I'm saying? So,
if you had been elected as a president, what would you have done for musicians in particular?
well, the first thing I would have did for musicians if I was elected in my country was I would enforce a copyright law of publishing, because copyright law is not respected in the islands, you know? It's sort of like you have all these great musicians and their music are playing through cell phones and all types of things, and they're not really getting. I would enforce a copyright law for musicians with island, you know, with music from the islands. This is important.
How do you see the evolution of the hip hop style today? Is this something that is constantly renewing itself, or what are the next roads that you wish, for instance, to see?
I mean, the evolution of hip hop is like we have to start from the fundamentals and say, what's the evolution of jazz? You feel me? So if we understand the evolution of jazz, bebop, rhythm and blues, rock, you know, there's something about hip hop and jazz that goes together, and reggae that goes together. And what it is the idea of self-expression and not sugarcoating what it is. So when you hear the improvisation of jazz, you study it later, but when the musician is playing it, he really don't give a fuck what you think. He's giving you an expression. So when you hear hip hop, like, a lot of people love it, kids love it, and a lot of adults hate it. And they can't believe, like, did this dude just say fuck? Or did he just call somebody a hoe? Or did he just call somebody a bitch? How can he be so vulgar? How can these words come out of his mouth? But what happens is, if you go into the environment of the story of what he's talking about, he's conveying a reflection of a community, you know? And I think that was when you listen to Miles Davis, Bitches Brew, you know? I think that's what I get, a reflection.